Welcome, everyone, to the Living Oneness Gathering. I am your host, Sue Dumais. It's an honor to be here once again with you, sharing this space, uniting our hearts in love, standing in that energy of peace, empathy, compassion, and unity. So here we are, the beginning of March. There's so much energy. I the the last 24 to 48 hours, I don't know if you guys are feeling it, if any of you are feeling it, but wowza, there's some good energy going on and some really powerful churning energy, which is good and challenging at the same time. So it's about navigating it the best you can. For those of you that are in the Elevate Your Frequency in 30 Days program, we had a really good event yesterday for the lunar eclipse activation. And after that event, I felt really on this kind of like high. And then I suddenly in the afternoon kind of started to hit that low wave. So I was like hitting that high and low. That law of rhythm and harmony was kicking in yesterday for me. So I was just riding the waves through that. But the activation was really powerful. I ended up listening to it myself as a participant because sometimes when I'm channeling, I don't remember or hear what's happening. Sometimes I feel it while it's going on, but I don't always remember what the message was. So I listened to it at 4 in the morning and I felt some shifts. I went back into more of a dream state and then came back out of it about an hour later and felt even more of the activation. So the activation feels like it started something and it's continuing. So those of you that are in the program, hold tight and ride the waves the best you can because it's going to continue for the month. I have a feeling it's going to continue for the month of March. So today, if you want to jump into Elevate Your Frequency in 30 days, you can jump in anytime and just start with day one on the day you join. So if you didn't get information on that, you can go to the website heartledliving.com and look under offerings and you'll see it under an online program. It's a new program. I'm actively working with everybody right now. So if you want to be in that juicy energy, feel free to jump in. It's a good jump start to your energy and your frequency. So today we are going to dive right into a journey, a guided healing journey. And then I want to have some space. I want to leave a little bit more time today for intuitive readings and to answer questions. If you have questions about spirituality or what's going on globally or what's happening in our evolution, anything like that. Those types of questions are fun to work with. So feel free to let those questions marinate and you can share them later when I queue up the Q&A and the intuitive readings. For now, I want to invite you to sink in, rest your eyes closed, and just be wildly open to receive. And we're going to be open to receive whatever we need in this moment. So even if you're listening live or if you're listening to the replay, which is live when you're listening, just know that each time you listen, each time you're guided back to this experience, you will have the ability to receive precisely what you need in that moment. All the gatherings and all the meditative lessons and everything I create, I always set an intention, even if it has a theme that feels like a timestamp on it, it's always evergreen, which means if you listen to it in a year from now, or in an hour from now, or in 10 days from now, you will receive what you need to receive. So, opening up to receive today on all levels. Last week, we really focused on the nervous system. The nervous system is still shifting and changing, and it's still, in some ways, digging in its heels. There's some resistance. The body can be afraid, the mind can be afraid. But what if we didn't have to have fear? What if fear didn't have to be in the picture at all? What if everything you've been taught about fear wasn't necessarily true for you, or doesn't need to be held as true for you? What if fear wasn't an obstacle? What if fear didn't have to bulldoze us or stop us in our tracks, paralyze us? What if there was another way to navigate the energy of fear? And the first step, even recognizing it as just energy. Fear is energy. All emotions are energy. And all emotions are meant to be in motion. It's energy in motion. It's always moving or wanting to move. But when we experience fear, we contract around it. We tighten or tense muscles, or we tighten or tense our energy around that feeling of fear. And it holds it, contains it, blocks it. Maybe we even bury it. And then there's this pocket of fear that gets stuck in our body or in our field. And of course, the left brain needs to come in, analyze why we feel fear and what's happening in relationship to our life and what's happening in relationship to the feeling of fear that's held inside of us. But it can be a pocket that we've been holding for 10, 20, 40 years. And the left brain will still try and make sense of why you feel fear. Now, we don't need to dismiss fear or deny it. Being in denial of the fear isn't what we're looking at here. What I'm inviting you to do is change your mind about fear, or be open to another perspective to explore the energy of fear, different from what we've been taught or programmed. Perhaps a perspective that would feel more empowering, where we can honor the energy of fear, honor that emotion without getting hooked by it or stuck in it, without ruminating in it. And then marinating all through the night in it. One easy way to identify the energy of fear is the breath is often affected by it. So when the energy of fear is present, or we bring our attention to it, or we feel a wave of it, or something happens and it hits us, we instantly hold our breath, or our breath goes more shallow, short and shallow, or we hold the breath altogether. So if you feel or experience the energy of fear, even in this moment, you can ask, let's reveal to heal any and all fear that's held within me, within my body, within my energy field. And you can declare, I set an intention to reveal, to heal all fear. And the first step is being aware of it. Awareness is the first key. Where am I holding fear? And we're not approaching it from the mind, trying to figure it out, think about where it is. It's about feeling, sensing, experiencing. And when you feel that pocket of fear and you move toward it, you might notice your breath go shallow. You might notice your breath change. You might even hold your breath. One of my favorite quotes by Dr. Fritz Perls was, fear is excitement without the breath. In other words, the energy of fear is very similar to the energy of excitement, but you're holding your breath, where the breath is shallow and not flowing. It's restricted in some way. So, what if the energy of fear was simply a more dense energy of excitement, but you've contracted around it to limit it? And what if you could simply start to breathe and invite the breath to lengthen and deepen, not forcing it, but inviting it? Even if it's just a little bit longer, and then a little bit longer, and then a little bit deeper. What if you didn't need to be afraid of the energy of fear inside of you? What if you didn't need to resist it? What if you could lean into it, be curious about it? What if you could really witness it and honor it? Be open to any information or any insights that you need to receive around it. Sometimes it's just energy that needs to move. It needs an outlet. It needs a pathway. It needs to express itself. What if you could allow your breath to soften everything around it and create a space for that energy to be expressed, to be honored, to be witnessed? And you might even find folding it in or stirring it into your heart helps. Fear is a curious thing. We often use fear as a form of protection to keep us safe, to keep us from feeling hurt or getting hurt. We create walls around our heart, or walls around us to keep us safe and protected. But these walls are not keeping the hurt out. It's only holding the hurt in. So in this moment, I invite you to take the walls down, breathe, and expand beyond the walls. Let them dissolve for a moment. And you might find that you carry on this practice, or you might find that you want to put those walls up again later. That's okay. But for now, are you willing to drop the walls? Are you willing to explore fear from another perspective? From the perspective that it's just energy that needs an expression. Sometimes the fear pockets need to be honored in the way of the story or the experience or the trauma that went along with them. You can be open to that understanding being brought to your heart. We don't have to dig like archaeologists and dig deeper to figure it all out. Sometimes we need to explore and express. Sometimes we need support. Some of our wounds and fear need witnesses. And each pocket is a little different. Each layer of fear may need a little different approach. So we meet it with compassion, we meet it with patience. We are encountering younger versions of ourselves. And sometimes that inner child needs a little bit of support, or that younger version of you needs a little bit of love and compassion. We can extend that to ourselves. And sometimes we need someone to extend it from the outside. So again, we can be open to whatever feels guided, because your heart knows exactly what you need, precisely when you need it, in order to heal, in order to overcome and come full circle around any and all trauma, any and all fear. We can get caught up in the left brain loop, and that will keep us stuck, feeling like we're going on a merry-go-round with fear. Or we can drop into the space of the heart and let the heart guide us and lead us to what we need, when we need it, how we need it. The recipe for your healing and for you to evolve is already seated in your heart. We are programmed and conditioned to go in the mind, to get in the head and think about it, analyze it, figure it all out, sort it all out up there. If we approach it from the heart, we approach it on the level of the somatic experiencing, a somatic processing, using the body, using the emotions, the feeling, the sensations. It will lead us to what we need to see, what we need to feel, what we need to do in order to heal. The mind can only take us so far. I'm not saying the mind is cast aside, but a lot of times we put so much more value in the mind, in the head. And my invitation is for you to lean more into trusting your heart, trusting your intuition, trusting your body's innate wisdom to heal, following the feelings, the emotional feelings, the physical feelings, the sensations, but going into the raw energy of it. Placing the story aside for the moment and just visiting and getting acquainted and witnessing and honoring the raw energy. And as I'm talking, if there's any that's showing up, you could stir it into your heart. Is there anything I need to know or understand about this energy? If there is, let it be brought to my heart to be understood. When you use those words, it's an invitation to be open to an understanding, but not attached to an understanding. Curious, but not needing it. Curious softens everything, needing contracts everything. It's like you're grasping, grabbing, searching, yearning, seeking. Curiosity and wonderment allows you to be open, relaxed, allowing space for the energy and the emotionality of the energy to move through you. finding the path of least resistance. And quite often that path of least resistance is not through the head. When we ask for an understanding at the level of the heart, it'll be provided. The mind will be provided with what it needs and only what it needs in order to heal, in order for the mind to come along for the ride to heal, to let go. Full circle healing is when we are honoring and addressing all aspects of that wound, whatever it is, whether it's an emotional wound or mental wound, physical wound, even a spiritual wound, inherited wounds. Stir it into your heart space, stir that energy in. Be willing to witness it, to be honoring it, accepting it, embracing it. And then we process it and move through all aspects of whatever's needed for that healing. Or we go through the body to heal the mind, or we go through the emotion to heal the thought. Sometimes we don't even need to know what the thought or what's held in the mind. We don't even need to know what the story is. Sometimes just honoring the energy and the raw energy of the emotion allows it to dissipate like a fog lifting or a cloud leaving. Density melting. Yes, it can be that easy. And with the energies that are available to us now, it is much easier to come full circle in the healing, to heal everything on the physical, emotional, energetic, spiritual, and mental level. The etheric level, all of it is included. But when we approach it in the mind, and that's our entry point, we are already limited by the filters and the programming and the conditioning and what we believe is possible and not possible. So approach it through your breath, approach it through your body, approach it at the emotional level. Feel the energy of it. Carry it in deeper. Bring your awareness in deeper and deeper with your breath. Believe in your body, believe in the energy. Trust the innate wisdom that is built into your biology. Your body wants to come back into harmony. Your emotions want to be felt and honored and released. They're meant to be experienced. They're meant to move through and have an expression, not move through and get stuck, not move through and get held. We don't need to hold our emotions as proof or evidence. And we don't need to hold on to energy to protect ourselves. We are powerful beyond measure. You're stronger than you think, more courageous than you believe, more capable than you've been taught. Breathe. allow, receive. Yes, thank you. Gratitude and the energy of yes. Beautiful recipe. Beautiful recipe to shine light on what needs to be revealed and to heal what needs to be released, to process what needs to be experienced. What if you didn't need fear? What if you didn't need to believe in fear so much? What if you didn't need fear to protect you anymore? I wonder what would be possible if I didn't believe in fear so much. If I didn't let fear stop me in my tracks, I wonder what would be possible. These are words you can use to open the mind and let go of the grasping, to change your mind about fear and use it more as a signal, a finger pointing to something that needs to heal, or a sign to turn and go the other direction. Fear is an emotion tapping on your shoulder. And if you ignore it, it'll start to tap on your adrenal glands, your nervous system, your brain, and you'll feel it deep in your cells. And the stress hormones will be released into your body. You'll feel it in your blood. But what if you just started to listen to the tap? Recognize it as the sign to pause, to reflect on what's happening within and around you, to perhaps pivot, change direction. Instead of letting it paralyze you, let it inform you. Instead of holding it, let it move through you. Let it have a pathway so that information is brought to your awareness and then it's released. Fear is information in the form of an emotion, which is in the form of energy. Many people are afraid of fear. Fear expands fear. Fear contracts fear. Fear grows fear. But one of the biggest wounds we have is that we actually are afraid of love. Most people are more afraid of love than they are of fear. And when we fear love, what we are saying is we fear our source. We fear our essence. We fear our divinity, or we fear God. And this is a deep programming embedded long ago. It's an inherited thread, which in this moment you could pull. You could pull that thread and call it forth and say, I choose not to believe in that anymore. I choose to change my relationship with fear right in this moment. From this moment on, my relationship with fear will be different. The power of choice, the power of awareness and choice is yours. Fear is not the enemy, but it's not your protector either. It's just energy. And whatever's tied to that energy, Witness it, honor it, process it. Shine light on it so that you can be free of it. Freeing yourself from fear is not only liberating, it will enliven your heart, your soul, your body. The energy of fear is very draining, so you will suddenly feel light, levitated, free, liberated on so many levels. I choose to liberate my fear, to liberate myself from fear. Approaching your fear as energy empowers you. It's a different perspective. It allows you to shift beyond limitations and conditioning and programming and to choose another way, a perspective that feels uplifting, freeing, empowering, and inspiring change on the deepest levels. Freeing all aspects of you. My invitation for you this week is to experience and witness and shine light on your relationship with fear. Shine light on your beliefs about fear. Shine light on the ways that you're using fear to protect you, but also shine light on the ways you're using fear to motivate you. And see if you can change that energy, change the perspective. Breathe fear into excitement or anticipation. Those butterflies in your stomach aren't nerves unless you contract around them. Then you'll become more nervous, anxious, afraid. Feel those butterflies as bubbling, excitement, anticipation, bubbling to the surface. We don't need to be afraid of what's around the corner. We just need to be aware of how we feel, moment to moment. Take some deep breaths. Feel the light inside you expand. Feel the love inside you expand. Invite the fear to process more and more. As each layer rises to the surface, witness it, honor it, fold it into your heart, let it be processed. If there's anything you need to know, let it be brought to your heart to be understood. And then let that energy be free to move, to shift, to transmute, to expand into an energy that actually supports you, empowers you. Take a few more deep breaths. And as you bring your awareness back to your physical surroundings, just notice how you feel when you start to come out of that meditative space and see if you can bring that meditative space into the space you're in, into the room you're in. So it's not like you retreat to feel safe. It's just like you could actually fill the whole space around you with that meditative knowing that you are a powerful being, allowing you to be a brighter light. And as you open your eyes and look around, often the mind will come in. The brain will try and analyze things and look at things. So just bring that meditative awareness in through your eyesight as well. This is where we integrate our practice into our life. It's not about putting our spiritual practice over here and then dealing with our life over here. It's together. When people ask me how many hours a day or how much time do I spend meditating a day, I'm like 24/7. I'm in a meditative state all the time. Even if I have a spark of anger, frustration, I'm aware of it as it's moving through me. So there's a meditative awareness in every moment. Your life is a meditation if you choose to look at it that way. So when people say, I don't have time to meditate, you have time to breathe, you have time to meditate. Meditate while you're driving. Be aware, be present. Present. Meditation is being present in the present moment. That's meditation. Being aware of what's happening in this moment. That's meditation. Deep presence. That's my invitation. So let's add on some questions. If you have a question, feel free to jump in. If you want to share how you feel, how you felt, or what's happening, feel free to share in the chat. And if you have a question, you can type it in the chat. So Autumn is saying hello and thank you, Sue, for the love and light that you embody and share with all. Yeah, you're welcome. My question is, what is it specifically that is most important for me to know right now? The first words I hear is you're the light of all lights. Hold your light. The interesting words, I'll give it to you because I don't know what it means, but I keep hearing don't go digging in the basement. Don't go digging in the basement. Kind of reminds me of the message I got is like, don't look in the review mirror. There's nothing there for you. Don't look in the review mirror. I kept hearing that. It's kind of got that feel to it. Don't go digging in the basement. And right now, our focus is where we are, and where we are is going to give us the steps of where we're going. You don't need to focus on where you're going. You just need to focus on where you are and the step that's in front of you, because the step will be revealed one at a time. That's a message for all of us, but that's what I got for you, Autumn. Andrea, thank you, Sue. I have intuition blocks with things that are important. Perhaps fear has been behind it. For example, what should I do now regarding work? Andrea, I don't feel like it's a block. I feel like it's a timing thing. I keep seeing you holding your watch going, like, give me the answers now. And your divinity, your divine soul is like, they're coming. Just stop being so fixated on these answers. I've got some other answers for you. And that's a lot of times what we'll do is we'll be like, okay, I want my intuition. I want to know about this. And our divine spirit will meet us and go, okay, well, if that's the only option you're giving me is to guide you around this, then I'll give you the best guidance I could give you around this topic. When you open it up wider, more of that broad perspective, then your guidance can be like, okay, I have like all of these other things for you, but if you only want to know about this, then I'll tell you this. But there's all these other cool things I could tell you, but you're so stuck on looking at this. So again, it's like that perspective and you're like laser focused on one thing. And sometimes when we're so laser focused on finances or career and what's my purpose and all that kind of stuff, we actually contract it and you're choking it. It's like you choke the intuition so it doesn't come through. But even if you're so laser focused on it and you're like, I just want to know about this, you're really limiting your soul from guiding you in other aspects as well. So I just see like zoom out and go, okay, I'm open to hear and receive anything about whatever I need in this moment the most. What would serve me at the highest level to know right now? I would go more broader guidance. And I feel like there's all these little things that you will get guided around that will all of a sudden reveal what you're really searching and seeking for. But you can't go direct. It's like you need to take these little pieces, I keep seeing like all these little side pieces coming in. And they're not like detours. They're actually really essential pieces of the puzzle to bring you to the clarity. But you're so focused on the puzzle being done, you're not seeing the pieces that are in front of you. That's what I'm getting for you, Andrea. Autumn feels right. Thank you. Good, good, good. Don't go digging in the basement. Okay, Ray, hello and good day to all. I have been opening to listen to my intuition and higher self for months. I have been feeling blank, like there's nothing there. Uh, it, I'm sorry, it's like there's nothing there. It's different from liminal space. I feel sometimes of a void of energy, but the blankness. I wonder what I can do to support the connection with my intuition. Ray, are you in the Your Evolving Intuition program? Did you sign up for that one? Your Evolving Intuition program? You can just do this because I can see your video. Yeah, okay. There are some really key pieces of the puzzle in our intuition is that's evolving that program kind of offers. So I'd go through and just be open to what lessons are jumping out at you because I keep seeing you go there and review the lessons. The fact that it's blank isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes I'll ask for guidance and I'll see just a blank page or a blank slate or there's just nothing that comes in. And sometimes that's because there's no guidance around what you're asking about. So going back to what I was just saying is what do I need to hear? What do I need to know in this moment? And really making it more of a casting a wider net for intuition as opposed to specifics will sometimes open up more of the intuitive channel. I feel like for your channel, the way you used to receive information is changing and has changed. So you're actually it's like you're still looking for the old pathway to work. The old pathway's been closed down and dormant now. So you need to be open to the new pathway coming in. If you listen to the divine discernment workshop I did, re-listen to it, but really keep that wide net casted so that you can be open to how your channel is right now coming through. And it's close to what your other channel was, but it's got a fully different path and a different feeling. So that's what I'm getting for you. Yeah. All right. Angela, I have been keeping myself stuck and downgrading for a long time. I have some blocks regarding visibility and letting go of my past. I wonder what could help me make the shift in a new way of being. Hmm. As soon like the word visibility is just like jumping out at me on the screen. And I keep, when I tune into that word for you and for many on the call too, because I'm seeing everybody around you as well, feeling the same. There's a real contraction at the solar plexus, and it feels like a fist over a fist. If you watch me on the video, fist over a fist, and then a twist. So it's fist, fist, twist. And what's happening in that space, there's definitely an ego energy in there holding it for a lot of you. It's like really twisting it and holding on. It's like the last stronghold of the ego to make sure you don't put yourself out there or you don't take a risk. So I can feel it really strongly. And then inside of that, there's this fear of history repeating itself. I keep seeing there's at least 4 lives where you put yourself out there and got mm, killed basically for your gifts or for putting yourself out there, for being who you were meant to be in those particular lives. But I keep seeing like that's what's happened before, but your body is still holding and twisting, and that's what the ego's actually got as leverage, and it's using it as fuel to make you afraid of it in this life. So it's a combination of your ego and then processing that old inherited kind of lifetimes of wounds that came through, because it's not only your lifetimes. I see that you're actually holding 1,000 women as well. You have at least 1,000 other women that you're carrying forth the legacy of fear of visibility, of fear of being seen, but yet you yearn to be seen, but you're afraid to be seen. So that, and it's a common wound for healers as well. So the message, the important message that I keep hearing for you and for all is it's different this time. It's different this time. We just need to trust that it's different this time. And it's not about putting yourself out there and dropping yourself right into the arena. I don't go and hang out in the middle of the lions. I'm not interested in doing that. It doesn't feel guided for me, and it's not my purpose. But there are things that I'm guided to say in public forums and different things that I'm guided to put myself out there that I can feel every once in a while my nervous system pause, and I check in and I'm like, nope, this is meant to be said, so I keep going. So there is a feeling sometimes in the physical body of the experiences we had in different timelines that still may be in play. You can process that somatically. You can invite that into your heart and stir it in. You can ensure that your nervous system knows that it's different this time and that it can let go of the past. It doesn't have to hold that as protection anymore. And then whatever you can do to get the ego to let go of that protection as well. For some of you, if the ego is really playing a lot of interference at this point, it's become its own entity. It's separated its consciousness out from your personal consciousness. So it's like having an entity in your field. It's like having an intruder in your house that's working against you. And you don't even know to look at it because it's like, oh, that's just the ego, and you dismiss it. Don't dismiss it. It's gotten really powerful, and it's actually evolved. And some people, it's evolved so strongly that it's actually trying to take over their consciousness inside the body. And that's getting more and more common. And that's the reason why I've been doing the ego removal sessions. So I've done over 30 people now to clear the ego from their body and from their field. And there's a freedom there that comes with that, not having that intruder, not having that insider running interference all the time. So that might be something that some of you feel, or Angela, you might feel being ready to do that removal, because ultimately we are moving in a direction where the ego will not be in the picture anymore. We can be human without ego. We will become a divine human, which means we won't be an ego identified human. We'll still have an individual expression and personality, but it won't be ego driven. It won't be fear based. It'll be more divine human. So that's where we're heading as a species. That's where we're going in our evolution. And that's the invitation. Many people will need to have the ego removed in order to do that shift, especially if the ego has a real stronghold, which I do feel this like grab, fist twist is really strong, like twisting a towel and keep twisting it, twisting it. It gets very intense. So that's it. I'll leave that there with you. Layla, thank you for the calming presence. How are the energies of the 3-3 portal affecting my body now? They're integrating. It's interesting. You have an extra portal. You have the portal of kind of the lunar eclipse portal, or the portal that's happening right now that's purposeful for you to receive is there, but there's this other portal on the side that's like, it's almost like it's siphoning or hijacking or mm, I just see it as a squirrel all of a sudden. It's a squirrel taking the nuts instead of the the acorns and nuts coming into your field where they belong, the squirrel's taking them. It's always interesting when you get lighter, brighter, fun kind of images instead of this like draining, siphoning force. So they're taking the squirrel is taking your nuts and it belongs in your field. Sounds funny. So joy is good. We have to have some joy in this interesting world. So Layla, I would say um, have that portal closed. You want to close that portal, and then you have the main one that's actually supporting you. So what your body is actually feeling is the presence of the other portal that doesn't belong there. It's a portal that actually is siphoning, but it's a pathway for some interference to come into, and it's actually in the right side of your field toward the top. It's at the edge, so it's kind of a little bit more hidden, so you can't quite sense or feel it, but I have a feeling when you tune into it or as I'm talking about it right now, you can feel it. Um, let's just close it right now. So we'll call back anything and everything that has come out of that portal must go back into the portal without exception. And then anything that's been siphoned into that portal, taken from you or anywhere else, we'll call it back. So all of your acorns and nuts will be returned to your field. All the source codes that belong to you. There we go. They're all coming in now. Now your nervous system might be like, whoa, all of a sudden everything got dumped into your field. It's okay. Just let's put it in a pocket to be received in the way that you can handle it and assimilate it. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to close this portal and take a breath. And then lift your falx membrane. This is for everyone. Lift your falx membrane, light it up, lift it up off the top of your head so it's wide and lifted front to back. And then Layla, once you do that, sail the tail, come back and just type in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling now that that portal was closed, because that was really strongly pulling on your system. Caroline, what is your perspective on overwhelm? Overwhelm is simply focusing on the step that's in front of the one that's in front of you. So in other words, it's focusing on the next step instead of the one that's here now. So if you focus on the now, you'll be good because you'll be, okay, I'm focusing on the now, right in this moment. If you focus on the next step or the 10 steps after that, you'll feel overwhelmed. That's where overwhelm comes in. The ego loves to use overwhelm because it's like, oh, I don't know how you're going to get all that done in this time. It's like, I just need to focus on what's in front of me. I just need to focus on the step that's in front of me. So that will allow you to shift out of overwhelm. So it's more future versus present. And with overwhelm, the other thing, the words that I've been using really a lot came in. I used to use them a lot and they just came in again recently. I've been using them a lot in the last month. Is I do not know what the future holds. I only know what this moment holds. And in this moment, I am. I'll say whatever I'm doing or I'm feeling or whatever I'm present to. So I kind of bring myself back. And if there's nothing specific I can bring myself back to, is like I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Just bring yourself back to the present moment. I do not know what the future holds. I only know what this moment holds. And that's a do not know at the level of the mind, because the mind is the overwhelm. The heart doesn't go into overwhelm. The heart knows what steps in front of you. The heart gives you what you need in the moment. The recipe is one at a time, not 10 at a time. So the I don't know is at the level of the mind. So you release the mind from trying to figure out the future moment and just really land in the present. I do not know what the future holds. I only know what this moment holds. And in this moment, I'm talking to you all. And we're having this experience together. So I become present to what is. And that's really helpful for overwhelm. It snaps the mind out of it, takes the fuel out of it. Regina, I have a bit of numbness in my soles of the feet and I yawn only halfway when I do focus breathing. The very first thing I saw when I saw soles of the feet is like earthing, standing on the earth. If you can get to the ocean or some kind of water source, it's the combination of the element of earth and water and air that will really support you. I can feel your feet trying to float off the earth, so you're not fully grounded, but set an intention to ground when you're on the earth and you're feeling that connection to the earth. Imagine like grounding your battery and then like your bioenergy battery, and then make sure you're earthing in the new earth energies. That will help as well. Okay, I see Beverly, you raised your hand. I was trying to get everybody to do chats, but let me see if you can be real quick about your question and really succinct about your question, I'll unmute you.
I did also write it.
Okay.
Um, I said it in chat after that. But basically, I'm on decision overload. I'm still having vertigo, and I don't know if this is fear of having knee surgery or fear of the pain or whatever afterwards. But I'm immobilized when this vertigo happens, and and it's overwhelming. So I'm not sure what I'm doing.
It's curious because I know we joined about this before, but I keep getting drawn back to the cervical neck, the
Yes.
cervical vertebrae. I keep getting that area. And then the other piece, so I know we talked about chiropractor there because you were getting some adjustments, but the other thing that's coming in really strongly right now is, oh, my beer's still there, is, I lost you. Can't see
No,
you.
I'm here.
Okay.
I can,
Um, the neurovascular release. Neurovascular release is about releasing the protection that the body is holding around the neurovascular system. It can protect nerves, but it can also contract and protect around the vascular system, so it affects the blood flow. So I believe in one of the programs I shared the link for the woman I recommend for the neurovascular release. I do some of that by Zoom, but she's like, it's her thing. It's her like zone of genius. So I really feel like she'd be able to help you. So if you can't find it or if you don't have it, just send me an email and I'll send it to you.
and your email, best way?
Whatever email you get the reminders and stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
sue@heartledliving.com works. There's a bunch of them.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Try
Thank you.
that. Yeah. You're
Thank you.
welcome. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Let me see one more. Let me go down a little bit here. So, Sarah, I often feel a mental dullness. I'm curious if it's linked to trauma or microbes. Microbiome, I'm really feeling the microbiome connection there, but I also feel like the mental dullness, and a lot of people might be feeling it. It's almost like it's a, let me how to explain this for everyone to benefit from it. We go through this phase in our evolution where there's a disillusionment. We become disillusioned. And everything that used to be meaningful doesn't feel as meaningful. Everything that used to make us feel joy or spark, or we used to see the beauty in certain things, we don't see the beauty like we did. It's because our spiritual vision is changing and how we're perceiving the world is changing. So we go through this phase of disillusionment where, in some ways, the world feels a little flat or not so sparkly anymore. It's temporary, but it's necessary because we need to let go of the old way we've been looking at the world and all the ways that we've been kind of looking at it through the filters that were in front of it. When all those filters drop, we're kind of like, oh, that wasn't what I thought it was, or that doesn't feel the same or look the same. And then we start to look through a lens of more divine sight. Then we start to see more the energy and the frequency of things. And that's where the real beauty lies. And that's where the dullness or blahness can come back to life and feel different. So that's what I'm getting for you, Sarah, around that. But again, there is a connection in the microbiome of the gut. I feel like your microbiome and your energy field as well. I believe you were going to do the ego removal session. You had reached out. That feels like it would be helpful, and we can actually take care of the energy field microbiome at the same time. Mm, yeah, I'll leave it there. That feels what you need to hear. All right. I want to thank you all for being here and for sharing this space with all of us and with this community. And just knowing that as we're moving forward into continuing through this year, there's going to be some real powerful shifts in energy. It's going to continue to contract and expand, and you're going to feel the surges and the pulses. And sometimes it may feel a little overwhelming for your system because it's pushing against our biology because it's meant to be transfigured. So our nervous system is changing, our cells are changing, our brains are changing, our whole biology of our body is shifting and changing into more of a frequency based experience and less of the dense 3D experience. So, this is good news. It's just challenging. So, do what you can to take care of yourself. You might find that you're not going to want to be out in certain public situations as much as you used to. That's okay. Just really honor what you need in the moment that you need it. But the best way to figure out what that is to follow your heart, to trust your intuition, to go inward. And if you need support with that, your evolving intuition program can help you just figure out what your pathway is for intuition now. And just come back home into yourself right now. Let yourself come back home into yourself and even discover what that new home is within yourself. That's all changing. So we're in an exciting time, a challenging time, but I'm here each week to support you through this gathering. And of course, you can always reach out if you need some support one-on-one, but just know that you're not alone. We're in this together. We got this, and we are so on track moving through this evolution the way we need to. It's going to be rocky. It's going to be it's going to be a little bumpy. So buckle up, buttercups, and prepare for the bumpy ride. But it doesn't have to be full of suffering and pain for you. Just trust your intuition to guide you into how to navigate it. So I have complete faith in you. If you have to borrow my faith, feel free. I've got plenty of it. I trust that each of you can do this. Okay. I appreciate you. Lots of love. I honor you. Until next time, love and blessings.